All right, we're back with another video on the 6.4 here, and this one's gonna be an exciting one. Today's video is not on the cab, not on the box that's upside down. So yeah, if you guess the only other option, it's on the frame. And as you can see, it's completely stripped down. I guess except for these brake lines, I'll have to take those off. But other than that, it is ready to get worked on. And if you're wondering what we're going to be doing with this and why we have it completely stripped down, it's because I'm taking it in and I'm going to get it sandblasted so we can paint it. I made a video there asking kind of what I should do, what colors you think I should paint the frame. And the truck's a 2008 Harley Davidson 6.4, so I was like, I was kind of in between orange or black, and I think I'm gonna go with black. And my vision with that is if the frame is black, then I can paint the other components orange. I've got these brand new BDS radius arms. Those are gonna be sandblasted and painted orange. I want my springs in the front orange. This bar here will be orange. Come down here, traction bar will be orange. Leaf springs will be orange. The airbags and airbag housings will be black. And then I'm gonna go with the axles also being orange. I think that'll look really good. And then the hitch will also be orange as well, which is sitting right here. Also with this axle, the front axle being orange, some of these steering bars and whatnot are gonna be black, maybe these top ones or something. And then the bottom ones, some can go orange, not too sure. I think that's the right move because I wanna do orange, but I don't wanna do too much. And I figured if I did the frame orange, which is what I originally wanted to do, then I wouldn't be able to do the other stuff. And then it'd just be too much. But yeah, I worked on this thing all today to get it finished up for the most part. And then tomorrow we'll take it in. We've got a bit of a flat deck trailer, so I'll load it up on there. Probably lift it with the backhoe. And yeah, we'll video that tomorrow. But for the most part, that's what I wanted to go over tonight. And then yeah, tomorrow we'll take it in and get it sandblasted. Right beside the truck, we got my uncle's C10 chassis rolling around. And I think he's doing some work on the body right now. In the bit of our paint booth here, you'll see he's got the cab. He's put primer on it. And he's got the box in here and stuff like that. But yeah, it's coming along too. So not only do we have one truck and multiple pieces around the shop, we got two. All right, here we got our frame pushed out. We're gonna hook onto the backhoe there. We're gonna wrap chains around here, lift it up, and then we can pull the frame outside. And we're also gonna use that to lift the frame right up onto the trailer. So it could be pretty easy. We're gonna get her in there and then I'll pull the tires off. All right, we just got the tires off of it and almost ready to go on the trailer. Just gonna grab some blocks and set them up. Just like that, we've got the frame on the trailer ready to go in and get sandblasted. So, oh, this thing's gonna look so sweet painted. As you can see, we got all of our parts that are gonna get blasted back here. We just got here, dropping off the trailer right beside this semi-trailer. And yeah, we'll leave it here and they'll take care of it. And then I'll get back to you guys when this thing is all sandblasted. All right, a couple weeks later here, and we just got a phone call saying that the frame will be done this afternoon. So I'm heading down to pick it up, and we'll bring it back to the shop and try to get it there as quick as possible so the frame doesn't flash rust because it's just got done getting blasted. once we get it picked up, then we can take it back to the farm and get it prepped and ready for paint. We got some POR metal prep we'll spray on it, and then that should hold it off from rusting. All right, we just got to Stewart Steel and Weyburn to pick it up, and it is all blasted, looking all nice, ready for some paint. But we were trying to get out of here as quick as possible, got it all hooked up, because we don't want this thing to rust, because then we'll have to wire wheel it back nice again a little bit to paint it, which honestly, even if with a little bit of rust there, it's probably fine. But yeah, so we're all hooked up here, gonna take it back to the farm, gotta pay for this.
Here, and I listened to you the entire way. Oh man, I'm so happy for you that you got out of Ohio. That's awesome, dude.
All right, we just got back to the shop here, and the frame made it, so that's a good sign. Didn't leave it on the side of the road. Here she is. It's all ready to get painted. Now I gotta strip off the parts that I want painted different colors. Like the axles I'll paint orange, and the frame will go black. Leaf springs will go orange. Traction bar will go orange. Radius bar will go orange, and all this stuff is gonna get painted. So we gotta get it in the shop. Oh, is there even any room for it in the shop? I don't know, but holy cow, that looks good. Holy. Yeah. All right, we got some metal prep here from POR. This is what the jugs look like, and we'll spray this on with this pump bottle all over the frame and all of my parts. All right, we sprayed the frame, and you're supposed to keep it on kind of damp for 10 minutes. So I'll occasionally spray this as time goes by, but until then we'll spray our other parts here, like our springs, bumper, we got our hitch, we got our cross beams, and then we got the spare tire, and all these goodies we'll spray down right now. Man, they did a good job sandblasting these springs. Got every single bit of them blasted. And man, this stuff looks much better than it did before. I might have to see if I guess you could see earlier in this video how bad the frame was. It was in terrible shape. I guess that's a $1,400. Gets a guy, gets the frame all cleaned up, all the parts. Right now I got the frame supported, and we're gonna take off this back axle. Now we can get the front axle out, which I got it all disconnected here, which is honestly, it was just this bolt here at the radius bar holding everything up. And it's just sitting on the bump stops right now, which I think this one is pretty ka-chow. That thing is missing half. Let's get this frame in the air and get this out. Just got this axle out and get it out of the way, and then we put the frame back down. Now that it's time to paint, I got the frame up on a rotisserie here. Here it is here, so now we got it in the air. And this way, we can turn it sideways, so when we're painting, we can keep the gun level, and it'll spray nice and even, and have even coats. I just finished off ripping all these parts off that is gonna go orange. So all this stuff that's gonna go orange is laid out and ready to go. But right now I'm gonna wash this off, and then I'm gonna put it in our paint booth. I got the heater going right now. So yeah, I'll get this rinsed off, and then we'll get her in there, and then we'll go over how we're gonna paint this thing and what we're gonna do. We got some of our stuff hung up here, and we got the frame in the paint booth here. We got on a little bit of an angle here, but we're gonna paint the bottom side first and try to get all the hard stuff done, I guess, and then we'll go over the top and all the easier stuff. All right, we just finished spraying our first light layer on here. We're gonna have to spray 2 layers of this POR on here, and now gotta let it dry for 2 hours. So we'll check back in 2 hours, give it another spray. In the meantime, I'm gonna be getting this ready to get painted orange, because we'll have to do this later as well. Right now you see it's gone over with the second light coat of the POR. Here's what the frame is looking like. And now we're gonna have to go over it with paint. And we'll do, I believe, 1 coat of that. Here's all the other parts that are getting painted around. But yeah, this thing is coming out pretty sweet, I'd say. This is the paint we'll be using. It's a top coat chassis black. We'll spray 2 coats of this on there. All the coats are done on the frame, and it looks dialed. So this is what it looks like.
Small dick energy is all that I smell. You better talk to me nice. You better talk to me nice. When your girl's with me, she's all fully nice. If I turn the charm on, then it's all for their type. You better talk to me nice. You better talk to me nice. Yeah. Now I ain't trying to look rich with no watch or no ice. I make my own moves, I need a boss in my life. I'm added to the hustle, yeah, the co-op is my wife. On this road.
So to get to this point, we did the 2 coats of POR, the light coat, and then this is the top coat of the POR. And it's like a kind of a more matte finish to it. And this, yeah, it looks pretty darn good. Here's a little bit of all our other crap that's got to get put back on, but you can see got good coverage everywhere, as you can see. So yeah, that's kind of a little overview on the frame. We didn't get to paint the other stuff orange. We'll have to do that another time since we ran out of time. But yeah, all the black stuff is pretty much done. But yeah, here's a close-up. So getting this frame sandblasted was definitely well needed, because if we didn't get it sandblasted, it definitely wouldn't have turned out this good. Because as you guys seen at the start of the video, this frame was in terrible shape. Like it was brutal. Rust everywhere, and there was some sort of leak from the engine that just just piled up here on this side here. And it was just full of just crap. So got it all cleaned up, blasted it, and definitely prepping. If you prep really well, then it's kind of hard to mess up the paint. But yeah, that's everything for the frame and all the black stuff. So I'll see you guys when we start to do the orange. All right, now that we got the frame done, it can sit here for a while, and now it's time to do the axles. I already got the rear axles in there on jack stands already. That should be ready for paint. We get this one in. All of our parts are gonna have to get hung up so I can paint both sides of them. And then once we have them all in there, we can start painting. Right now I moved everything into the paint booth. It's all set up. Got the axles here. And I'm gonna go over, before I can spray the orange, I have to go over with the POR 15. And I'm gonna be using gray because I think it'll look better. It'll look better once the orange is painted over top of it versus like a black. So I'm gonna get spraying this, and yeah, we'll see when it's done. We're gonna spray the orange down today. And now that this room is a lot less cloudy than it was before, that last go around got pretty bad there. Obviously something wasn't working the best with the mask or something. I was breathing in a bunch of these paint fumes or whatever. Ended up in the freaking hospital because of that stuff there. But now we got her figured out. We're gonna have a better system in here. Let all the fumes out, but we're gonna go over some of our parts here on the first coat, first go around. This is what some of this stuff is looking like. Some of these spots are kind of hard to get into, like in here with a big paint gun. Pretty good job though. Pretty happy with this, especially for not being able to see what the heck is going on with all that paint in there. Here we got the leaf rings. We just went on with a kind of a light coat here. I mean, with all this stuff stripped down and sandblasted, you don't really need, it doesn't really call for the POR. It says for the best finish, you can spray the POR 15 on before you paint the orange, but we could have just went over, painted everything orange off the rip, but we didn't. Here's the springs. I actually surprisingly got really good coverage. I wasn't sure how the springs were going to turn out because it was hard to paint the inside of them. We got some other stuff here. But for the most part, we got all of our parts painted with the POR. Now I'm going to go ahead, get everything ready, get the room ready, and we can finally go over with some orange. All right, I read up on that orange paint, the instructions there. It says to use a brush. I don't know if it's preferred over air, but anyways, we ended up going over most of our parts here with the brush. I didn't want to run out of paint, and I wanted to make sure the parts that I needed to be able to put the wheels on and make this a rolling chassis here gets painted. So that's what I went ahead and did. But I can't speak. Anyways. So, did the first coat right now, just brushed on, and then I'm gonna put it in for the second coat, I'm gonna put it in the air gun and we're gonna spray it on here because I don't know why you can't. We're gonna try it out, see how it goes, because you get better coverage and things look a lot better when you're using the paint gun versus the brush. But here's what the first coat of using the brush go around looks like, and you can kind of see the color and whatnot of how it's gonna look.
Overtime and overdue. Ain't no sleep, that is old news.
Okay, so yeah, right here we got all of our parts that we went over with the brush, but we tried to get as much coverage as we could up in here. But if you look really close, like you can tell in some spots like it doesn't have super super flat finish, and that's what we're gonna be trying to get with the air gun. Here's a close-up of a rear axle, I guess the rear diff here, and how it kind of looks. But you can tell like it's not bad by any means for a first coat. It's not bad, but we're looking to get perfection out of this. So we're gonna be going around making sure absolutely everything's perfect, smooth, and got good coverage absolutely everywhere. Here, I still have the hitch to do and the springs, but the springs I didn't really want to even mess around with using the brush because there's no way that I'm going to be getting the inside with the brush. It's going to have to be done with the paint gun no matter what. So I'm going to wait to do that. And then our drive shaft, I still don't know what color I exactly want to do that. Maybe like a black, just put it black or a silver or something. Probably silver because that's what I'm going to paint the transmission. But I'll tell you what, it was a walk in the park to brush paint this thing. Other than it takes a lot longer than just spraying it on. But for the fume wise, there's no fumes in the air. Could actually breathe air. It was actually awesome. But I can't wait to see what all this stuff will look like on the frame when it's all set down and done. We got the big rig parked up here. But here's the frame. We got it on the rotisserie still. So we just painted that black like you seen earlier on in the video. But it's gonna look sweet. I mean, this is kind of the orange right here on this stand that it'll be, but it'll look a lot cooler when it's rolling around on its own wheels there at the, not these ones here. So anyways, I got some more painting to do. I gotta wait. And then I'll go over it again, paint it, and then I'll check in once I'm done painting all that stuff orange, and we'll get a finished product, and then we'll throw her all together. All the painting is done. We sprayed it out of the gun here, but we ran out of paint, so not everything got done. We kind of got done the important stuff to get this thing to be a rolling chassis again. So the springs will have to get done. The springs will have to get over again. We got the hitch here and some other stuff, but most of the stuff we got done, like the leaf springs and both of our axles, our radius bars, radius arms are done here. But yeah, definitely spraying that stuff makes a difference. You can get in way more spots than you would with a paintbrush. Okay, what I did is I went over and we put these up and all together. This spot right here we nicked, so we're gonna have to put some paint on that and any imperfections. But yeah, for the most part, this is what it's looking like here. The two colors look sweet together. It's kind of the same color as the stand actually, but it's gonna look pretty rowdy when it's done. We got all our other parts here just sticking around for now, and then we can start putting more stuff on. Like I could throw the traction bar on, I guess, right now as well. But I'm gonna order some more paint here, touch some things up. Some things still need to get painted, and then we should be good to make this thing a roller and put everything else back on. and that's what we're excited for. But we're done working on it for now, so I've got to come back and do the other half and such when I can. All right, I got the truck all assembled and all the painted parts on. I also ended up dropping the engine in. I forgot to film when it was all done there, but here's what it looks like. You see, we got all of our painted parts here, our spring and whatnot. Under here, everything's painted. Yeah, it definitely looks pretty sweet. The engine matches, very nice. At the back here. Anyways, I think the orange was definitely the move on it. Definitely looks like the best. All right, that concludes the end of the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed the series of the frame off, painting out everything, stripping it right down, and then you've seen a little bit of the assembly process there. We had a roller with the engine in it. I just put the cabin box on it today, so that's all done. That'll be in a next video, but for now, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.